Hello and welcome. My name is Trismegistus. Get my teeth in gear, Trismegistus. And today we're going to be playing some more Factorio. I did do some stuff. Well, it was actually on the Sunday morning, so after the stream, but the next day, which is what I said I would do. We're about to face some attacks, I think, because the next job I was going to do, but didn't actually do, was to clear out some of the nests. So basically, we're starting to hit pollution. Particularly on the ones in the desert, so I won't be surprised if we get some visits. As you can see, they are chewing on some pollution. But we have these trains, basically. This is what I did do. I set up this copper outpost, this stone outpost, and this iron one. This iron one's a double, basically. So you've got half of them going up and half of them going down, feeding two separate ones, because obviously we need iron and steel. And the idea with these is to keep, essentially, the material flowing so that we have our kind of make everything type area. It's not our proper train system. That's what we need to eventually work on down here. My plan really is to work on blueprints, train blueprints, using the new rail curves and all that sort of stuff, predominantly. So yeah, what I say we need to do is probably dash over and get some ammo and all that sort of stuff. I don't know if I built a tank or not in the actual stream. I think I had. I'm pretty sure I had. But if not, we got the tank, and you know, I've certainly got an energy grid in it, but there's no generators in there. So, can I make a few solar panels, maybe? By hand. Here we go. Let's just make some of them and one of them, and we'll chuck them in. And how much ammo have we actually got in here? So we need tank foods, basically. Let's say a little bit of a hurry on it because, oh, I've got personal logistics on, haven't I? I think I set this up. That's one of the things I'm pretty sure I did. Is set up personal logistics. It's the same way I've done it in other series. So there's nothing particularly new there. Where's red ammo then? It must be here somewhere. We could get it ordered in, but the bots are so slow and what have you. It's easy just to run over and grab it. Let's get the red ammo. And then we will hop in the tank and head up to those guys up there. I just put in some very crude defences in, you know, by the actual, you know, ore patches, basically. So they're... Oh, got a tank coming that way. I quite like this, what I've been doing here. So I've been sort of messing about, trying to make it look like some sort of, I don't know, more realistic, I guess. It's not really realistic, but you get the idea. So if we've made these here, didn't we make 4 of them? Oh, we made a battery. Did I only make 1? 3, rather? Okay. Let's make another one then. A bit weird, because say I thought I made... Unless maybe the bots took it away. Yeah, that's probably what happened. Okay, so it's not loaded it up because I didn't put them on board, did I? Cool. So let's see if we can't park ourselves here. I say they've been absorbing pollution for a little while. While I've been messing about with trains, and of course being a desert world. Let's see if we can just pop these before... We should be quite overpowered compared to them. There we go. That's better. Let's tank these guys over. Let the turrets sort them out. It's not a big job. I just didn't finish off, basically. Oh, yeah, and then there's some up here that we need to do as well. Because they are definitely getting a face full of pollution. It is a rail world, so I'm not expecting any expansion or anything like that. So once we've cleared out nest, that area is clean, as it were. Did this take a... I think, yeah, it took a few hits, didn't it? Okay, let's drive up the top. Now, did we make that extra solar panel? We did. Awesome sauce. But yes, I say the goal really is to work on train blueprints. I'm wondering about doing them like grid aligned or something. It's not something I've ever really done. And I'm not really thinking of going city block. I don't think that's what I want to do. But having it so that it's a fairly structured rail system might be something a bit different, something a bit new. And it's always obviously, you know, well, I think it should still work as a, you know, if I make a copy of the blueprints sort of thing and turn off the, like the, you know, grid alignment or what have you, then they should just work as, oh, what did I put in there then? As normal blueprints. How many did I get? I mustn't have got very many. Okay, we should have poison and stuff as well. And like bots. So maybe I could do an initial, because there's quite a lot of worms up on this one. So we can maybe try and get some worm killing poison in. I don't know if I've got, no, I haven't got bots on, so. As in my, you know, personal bots on. Game seems a little quiet to me, but I think that's... So that's killed a few of them. Can we pop the nests with this coverage that we've got? Oops. Because we just need to kill the nests at the moment. We don't... We're not expanding into this territory, so we don't need to take out the worms necessarily, or what have you. Cool. So let's give that a heal. So how are we doing on set choice? I've been playing demos all week. I'm actually going to be releasing a whole series of videos. No one will watch them, obviously. I don't care about that. I should do, I guess, but there's no music, is there? I guess I was probably messing about with something. What's that like sound-wise? Take that up to 50%. Audio, that seems a bit loud to me. Test. It's a bit quiet on there, maybe 60. That'll do. We'll see how we get on with that. Not actually sure what it's on for me. But so I've been messing about with a load of videos and recording the, you know, the gameplay and commenting over it and what have you. And so it's that's what's going on now. I've not turned that back down. So we need that to be minus 15 there. I think is what I normally have it on. And then we can turn this back up. So that's better for me. Okay. And then to that. Sorry. So I've been messing around with demos, and the audio is just all over the place. I mean, you know, you've experienced it. Multiple different games have different sound levels and all that sort of stuff anyway. And then when you're switching between all these demos and playing them, what have you, that's maybe a bit too loud. Why is that? Because I'm zoomed too far in. Cool. Okay. Let's hopefully that'll work. I was also noticed the microphone was booming a lot, as in it's really, really loud. But then it does. Why does it have a boost on it? There we go. That was me messing about again. Eventually we'll get all these tech issues sorted out. Right, so is that all the guys I need to take? I mean, they're... Should I actually do them as well? I mean, it's desert, isn't it? So it's not going to absorb a lot of pollution. Because these will be alright, you know, because there's trees there and blah, 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 blah. Oh, let's just go do them. Oh, it won't take long because it's quite a small set of nests. We'll just finish the job. Well, still drive by the patch as well, because I just sort of threw in some static defences. This is about pollution basically, because we're not expecting any expansion with it being a rail world. So it's just a case of if something here does get too much pollution and send an attack, then there are some turrets knocking about that hopefully will intercept them. But because it's not a complete wall, I can't guarantee that. Oh, bum. Got a bit close. Okay, let's do that. It's a bit of a mixed bag on the demos. I mean, none of them were terrible. The ones I played were all off... Because it's Steam Next Fest, basically. So that's where the demos have come from. And some of them were, like, really surprisingly good type of thing. I was not expecting them to be. So good. Okay. Get them popped. There's only 3 nests. So. Cool. Yeah. Somebody growling at me. Yeah, I'll be putting them live. There weren't really... I don't want to say there were any sort of Factorio style games. There were a couple closer to Stardew Valley. There's a surprising amount of tower defense games. It's a strange mix of things that have gone on, but you know, other cozy games and stuff like that. There's one horror game which I didn't even know I'd sort of put on my wish list. Basically, it's very short, that section, because basically I was like, the trouble with I'm not very good at like melee combat and stuff like that, and that's basically what it involved, and it was quite intriguing, but yeah, it was like I got to a bit and I was like, I can't get past this. There is like a lower difficulty level, but I couldn't switch dynamically in the demo. So yeah, so I only ended up doing half an hour on that. But then it ended really quickly after that. So, but yeah. Okay, so what we kind of need to find. Why have I got out there? That's way too soon. I was looking at the solar panels and not really paying attention to where we were. I guess first off, we should just check, is there anything else we need to build in here? Basically, so have I added everything on and we've got stuff being built? So, I don't think I added cliff explosives, did I? That was an addition, and we have this explosive here now. Or the ability to make explosives, so we might as well make some of those. So we need to make barrels and grenades and all sorts, basically. Okay. So barrels and grenades are both regular assemblers, aren't they? I think we might have to do some underground shenanigans. So if we maybe do... One's grenades, isn't it? So we want barrels and grenades. So if we do the grenades there, maybe. And then... Oh! Clicked on the wrong thing. And then we want... Well, actually, we don't want that at all, do we? We want the kind of extender one, that one. And we want to make, say, grenades there. And then we want, like, that one. And we want that to be cliff explosives in the middle. And we might as well put some barrels in chests, basically. Where are they? Intermediate, surely. Yep. Cool. So we need to get these over as well. So it should automatically settle this, shouldn't it? With limits and... Cool. That makes my life so much easier. Put you in. But what do you need? You need iron plate and coal, don't you? We know that. That's fairly standard. So put that, oops, there. And then you're just steel, aren't you? Yeah, that's at the top. Oh, and of course it's actually further up because we've added an extra thing on, haven't we? And that doesn't even reach, does it? So I've got to do... Oh, I'm doing some shenanigans, aren't I? No, it's not that. It's that, and then one of these, and then one of these. There we go. Shenanigans Central. So yeah, we need to get some explosives to this guy. So how are we going to do that? We could do some underground shenanigans. So if we do that, and then we output there, and then we kind of belt round, like so. Maybe underground that one. Oh! Inventory explosion. Trash unrequested, please. Hello, Stan. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good day. Is that everything you need? You need barrels. Why have you not? Oh, of course I've not connected that, have I? So 2 barrels there. So that gets us them. Feels like it's still too loud. Maybe turn that down. Yeah. Didn't seem to make as much difference as you'd think it should. Test. I am stood right next to a chemical plant, but still. Let's do it. No, wrong thing. Let's take that down again. Cool. Thank you. I hope you're having a good day. Also, yeah, not too bad. We're very, very busy this morning. With domestics, getting all my chores done. Okay, so that's Cliff Explosives. It has made some, so we're okay. And it's also going to start bringing me them. So, we've then got... I mean, we don't need them doing, do we? Did I make all of the rockets and landmines and shells and all that? Yep, so we've got all of that. Already got them. We're not going to bother with slowdown. We should really put on all of them. Am I that bothered in this one? I mean, that's more of a space age thing to make sure you automate all of that. Because obviously we're not doing quality or anything like that. So I think probably just leave them. Because I'm hardly going to have an army of tanks and stuff. I mean, we might end up needing lots of Spidertrons, but... What about all of the turrets? I'm pretty sure we've ended up with all the turrets made. Let's have a quick look at lasers. Oh, why is that? Picked all of... Oh, it didn't properly apply there. Have we not got lasers? Huh. Oh, I'm trapped. No, there we go. I thought I put in... Oh, I might not have laser turrets. Let's do a search on just turret. No, gun turret, flamethrower turret. Okay, so we need to put laser... If we... on this... Yeah, we've already searched them, haven't we? Is this Space Age vanilla? This is vanilla. So I did a playthrough... you know, when it first came out, Space Age, and took it all the way up. You know, finished it basically in quotes. Because obviously you can't really finish it. But yeah, I went, you know, as far as I could with the ship I had to the Shattered Planet, so I did all of that. And now this is just a regular vanilla playthrough. The aim is to learn really how to do the parameterization. So I've sort of already set up some blueprints with parameters in them, but I need to get a lot better at that. And like train prioritization, I didn't really, because I didn't really use these things in my Space Age playthrough. You know, like this dynamic setting of recipes on machines, you know, assemblers and stuff like that. So to really learn those new, they're not really quality of life, but new tweaks that they put in. So yes, this is just vanilla to kind of take away from that. What I might do is then add on like elevated rails or quality later on. You know, depends how I go, because I'm wondering about maybe trying to do a mega base in this. Because it's a train world, so it's sort of more suited to it, I guess. But Yeah, we will see. We will see. I say the priority is learning all that new stuff they added. So, we want lasers, which are batteries, aren't they? Now, I didn't end up putting batteries on this sort of make everything, did I? No, so we should have batteries just in some assemblers here. Although I have got batteries there. What's going on there? Oh, they're just being pulled up. Okay, so we should put in some lasers as well. Some lasers. Okay, so if we use that one, flip it that way maybe. This is sort of why are you sat here doing nothing? You're waiting for green circuits. Oh wow, we have no... Oh, of course the blues are just eating them all. Because I did bolster this as well. This is the other thing I did. And we are getting... I don't know, at a stage where perhaps I should start red belting some of this. Because as you can see here, it's sort of red belted up to that point. But we don't really have a lot of red belt. Maybe... It does kind of mean doing all of it. Okay, have I got any... I've got one on me, haven't I? So we could do that part. I really want to take it as far as... Is there something that's doing major demand on green circuits earlier on? So we need that to be a red splitter. Don't think I got any of them. Good, I like vanilla. Okie dokie. You've got space age then, or... Yeah. I've got the undergrounds again. So we need... So we need 1, 2, 2, 3. This isn't very efficient at all, is it? 5, 6, 7. Oh, we don't need loads of them. We don't have requesters yet. I've not quite got that far. Let's have a go from here. And then still making the rest. A couple more, I guess. I had a big base in 1.0 and wasn't reading the release notes, so when it went to 2.0, my base wouldn't load. I was thinking of the meme, oh no, no, well, no, I never got Space Age again. Oh, so I'm kind of amazed it didn't load. They did like an updater, basically, that was meant to go through and kind of fix things, but, I mean, it was kind of a, I don't know what you call it. And of course, I mean, I don't know, you know, assuming you got Steam or what have you, you can like load up old versions of the game via the what's it called? I can't remember what it's called. There's like a configuration thing in Steam where you can basically tell it what version, or of course there's older ones on the website as well. So you can always go back to it. But yeah, it was. I think I mean the biggest thing was obviously like the. What should we call it? The elevated not the new curve on the rail, basically. I had a whole blueprint of which is one of the reasons for doing this series of like rail blueprints of, you know, that I just used over and over that just worked, you know, and then of course it's all basically broken. Oh well. I'm not 100% sure I'm actually a fan of the different curve. I kind of get it, and I like that it's a little bit more flexible, but it sort of looks a bit janky to me still. You know, because you've got that. I still don't get why, you know, because you hit the R to get the rotation, and it only does the 4, or like the 8 major axes, as it were, or whatever it is, 16 or whatever. So you can't do the in-between angles like that by rotating, which I don't get. But yeah, this sort of curve, this join. You gonna go? Which one is it? Not that one. That one. Looks a little janky to me. See that one? More sort of curve to curve rather than curve to straight. What's the... Oh, I don't know. And I don't like the way they like visually overlap now as well. I'm not that keen on that bit. So when you do, is it that one? No. There's one where the angles where they're basically on top of each other. There you go. I'm not keen on that. Yeah. It is what it is. It is what it is. And I get why they changed it. Anyway, we're nearly there. So we want... What do we want? We want more batteries, don't we? So that we can make lasers. Yeah, I might leave it there. So, we want one of them making batteries. And then we want one of them making lasers and lasers. Whoops. That was a misclick. So actually we don't want that there anyway, do we? We want it kind of there. So lasers and lasers. Cool. And then where's the... There it is. Nope. That way. So we actually want it there. No, that didn't work. Batteries. Yeah. Cool. Now I need to hook up some acid, but we obviously have acid right here. How can we get that across? We could tweak that. Take that over there. And then... like so. Okay. It's all good. I deleted the save file and now I have a better base. It looks weird, but I have the functionality. Oh, I didn't see that over. Yeah, it's sort of... It's not a big thing. It's just, you know... There's a couple of bits of it that just look a little bit janky to me, but, you know, it's nothing major. It's just sort of tiny little things, really. So, no, that would be the wrong one. I don't even need to do that then, do I? So, that there, that there, that gets us more batteries. And you also need steel and green circuits, which, where have I got those on here? We got down here. So do that. And that. That. Still not getting any green circuits. Hungry, hungry blue circuits. Is this pushing them through properly now? Yeah, so they're at least all flowing in. Kinda. Sort of. Ish. Yeah. Close enough. Close enough. Are you capped in any way? 200, yeah, okay. So it's just trying to fill the belt, basically. Which is going to struggle to do. I might... kind of chop these two off. Ah, and that needs to be a red one anyway. Yeah, okay. So that should eventually get me lasers. Very slowly. You've not made any batteries, why not? Oh, you have, but you've got a connection on that's stopping you from doing anything. Oops. Like so. Right, so, there's lasers, which I thought I'd made, but I guess not. So we had them... we're not bothering with gates as a separate thing, and I'm not going to do the gear. I think we have all the intermediates apart from low density structures, which we want to do later on. I'm not too fussed about pushing onto rockets just yet, but we've got all of the power things we can make so far. Do I have electric furnaces being made anywhere? I don't think I do. Let's have a quick look. I should take the pollution off as well. No. Furnaces. No, I don't have them being made, do I? So let's stick them in somewhere. Is there something else we can combine it with? We've got pump jacks and there. We got blue ones. What about substations? I don't think I made them. So we could combine furnaces and substations into a single build. Can't we? Yeah, cool. So let's do that. So we want on the right, we'll do, say, furnaces, and on the left, substations. I like this game, there's no one way of playing it. Way to play it. New logistics menu is nice. Yeah, it's great now. So the quality of life stuff that's come in with version 2 is amazing. Yeah, I would say that. I mean, that's my favourite thing about the game as well. Is the whole. I know, you know, you get quite a lot of sort of YouTube videos of, you know, optimum builds and all this sort of stuff, and it's like, you know, I'm sure statistically, numerically, they probably are optimum in some way, but you know, it's like the margins they give you is just like, you know, almost non-existent, really. From what I can tell on most of them. And as you say, there's no sort of single solution, really, and that's what makes it great. It's one of the reasons because I have this sort of I don't know what you call it, like question in the sense of why. So like with the platforms, so you won't know because of, you know, if you're not got Space Age, but they basically put them. They're like trains, but they don't have all of the train functionality. They don't work exactly the same, and it's this really weird omission of like, well, you know, the whole thing you guys do is just give us tools, and then we can solve the problem how we want. And instead, they've only given like one solution for platforms, so it's a bit of an oversight in that sense. Cool. So I think that's all the things that we sort of can make that, you know, I want to make right now. So we do have low density structures available, and rocket fuel available, but we're not actually making them. I might well do separate like bases for them. So grid aligned rail blueprints, eh? I think. Why have I got... Oh, I guess because that's just an overflow thing. Cool. I also like it because it runs really well. I always see the bug fixes and think, wow, I've never seen that. The bugs they fix are just like insane. It's like I know they sort of got a little bit bitten by you know, they obviously do the Friday facts. And they did a post that was basically like, it was meant to be a sort of a, you know, we're doing really well. You know, there's basically no bugs left, and it got picked up by the media because numerically there sort of were, but the bugs were so you know, like so edge case basically. They were just like these tiny little things that if you did, you know, 20 different steps in this exact way, and then, you know, also used a mod that most devs, you know, most game companies wouldn't even support, sort of thing. Then you could trigger this bug, and the bug actually, it was just like some tiny error, you know, it didn't matter. And so they put it on the Friday Facts saying, well, we've only got these, you know, 67 bugs left, and it was sort of reported as, you know, Factorio is still quite buggy, you know, 9 months after release, and it's like, no, that wasn't the point they were making. So yeah, I think they get a bit. That's why they didn't, you know, I think they haven't really advertised, you know, they haven't done a similar thing for this version 2, basically sort of saying, you know, there's X bugs left, as it were. For that reason, I think. So. If we're talking about, because I never really do things chunk aligned. So I'm wondering if that's something I might just find it annoying, you see. Is the sort of problem. And do we go... If we've got a braille world, we've got lots of space. What I would normally... The thing is, though, do I want these blueprints to be, like, generally usable blueprints that I would want to do on kind of other worlds? Or do I want them just to be useful here? Because if I'm saying it's... So I never really bother with the whole chunker line thing. So if we snap into grid... Because when it says absolute, it means in relation to the first one you built, doesn't it? I did have... I don't know if I've got it anymore. I did have a like a roboport. There it is. Is that the one that's... Yeah, because this is like Origin aligned. Because there's another playthrough I was doing on Space Age. So that's like snaps to the Origin, basically. As in, you know, 000 sort of thing. So I could maybe use this as my like reference point. Oh. There appears to be some trees in the way. Inconvenient. Let's get my bots to clear up there then. Hello, Baker Magician. How you doing? What's up, Trizzy? Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing okay. I play it with biters on, but it's like a big virtual train set. I'm a mining company, Galaxy Metals. That's pretty cool. One of the demos I was playing in Steam Next Fest is called Trains and Islands. I've tried a few games where they do like... They're effectively like, you know, a video game version of train sets, you know, like as in, you know, that you would build, you know, a kind of diorama, you know, you might build a station and have, you know, your actual, you know, like train pieces, as it were, you know, tacked to the board and like in real, you know, real lives, as it were. There's a few kind of games that have kind of tried to do that, but you know, not really kind of worked in a sense, or not really been very good. There was one that was like literally looked like an actual toy train set sort of thing, and it was absolutely gorgeous. The assets and all that, but as an actual game, it was just like almost non-existent, you know. I'm actually wondering about maybe using a bigger area, because what do I actually mean by like chunk aligned? What does that mean for me? Because one of the tricky things with this is that the blueprints, you know, the rails don't necessarily fit in very well in terms of curves. You know, so if that's our curve, then you're very restricted in like the size. So I couldn't really fit it into this one roboport square grid. Or could I? Well, it does sort of work. It cuts off a lot of where you can put like signals, basically, you know, so you end up with not being able to put signals in there. I'm coming in for my speedrun to get all the speedrun achievements. Doing pretty well. I'm 4 hours in and I have 4 basic sciences automated. Wow. I also started with Lazy Bastard, which eats like 1 or 2 hours off your time. Yeah, that's... What is it now in... Is that with Space Age? Because isn't it... I've forgotten what the... I just said, understand, said, that's great on the devs to do it. Yeah, that's one of the things that's amazing about the game as well, is the whole... Like, the support for modding is, like, just off the charts, really. And a lot of it, I've said this before, as I understand it, you know, Corex and that was a... what was it? It was... I can't remember. They were a modder, basically. You know, did a lot of modding. And I think it might have been StarCraft. I can't remember, or StarCraft 2. But that's kind of why he's, that's one of the things of the company that it does support, mods basically. So you wouldn't necessarily have to go through there. It could go across like that somehow. But so if I put the actual thing there, maybe one further in. This is where we do get into these like slightly janky angles. So it could go across like that. That would give more opportunity for signalling, I think. Yeah, probably been quite a chill one really today. Lots of me messing about with blueprints, I think. The other problem with this, and I think this is why it doesn't really work, is when you rotate them round, you can't actually put signals on because there's like, is that connected there? I think that would be alright. We could have signals there. Like that. But is it here it didn't work? Because that's the straight bit. Yeah, because that would be the straight bit. Although that is slightly past the way I've got. But then that's not in where it needs to be anyway, is it? That's ever so slightly off. As in, that should be where it is there. Oh, I put it in the wrong place anyway, look. Just rotated it right round like an idiot. So... yeah, because then that would be that one. If I get rid of that, is that lined up? Yeah, you see it didn't quite tile in a sense. If that makes sense. So that's the inside one, that's the straight bit. So it could have that be, it just pokes out essentially. So if those are the signals, that work here? So it didn't work here. Because that's not... oh, actually that's straight though, isn't it? I think I'd have to go with a non-staggered one. Which I suppose that's not really a problem. That's the straight bit, you see. Right there. And that's the straight bit there. And then this has got an extra straight bit. So that's also straight. Yeah, so if that was there, I'd have to move that up. Let's have a look, see. So if I copy paste that, what do I end up with here? So the problem really is that if it's poking out there, then it would poke out the other side, so it's not symmetrical then, you see. Because what I'm messing about with here basically is just wondering, actually, do I just go bigger? We just do... I mean, if this is call that a unit as it were, if that's one, then we just make all of the blueprints 2x2. And they're just nice big blueprints. Because it is a rail world and we're going to have lots of space and... yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Cool, so if we then take... did I find that? Where did that Roboport one go? Is that it? There it is. Cool. I tried making a ship to make it to the galaxy's edge, going 400 kilometers a second, but it just can't keep up. You'd need so much firepower. Instead, you can just chug along at like 150, and you need so much less ammo and have more time for rockets to work. Yeah, it's one of those weird things, isn't it? I don't think they'll change it. You know, I think it'll stay like that, basically. But to me, it is a bit odd that they're not... How can I phrase it? The platforms are... You know, they have drag and that sort of thing. It's all a bit sort of strange in a sense. So does that roboport... So if that roboport was like... There. I'm wondering about maybe putting them halfway. What would be halfway there? I wonder if I could use belts to count it or something. Should we do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's exactly 30 between them. And there too. Okay. So, if I wanted to have blueprints with roboports on as well, because that's like that's effectively the centre, isn't it? There. So if we go 5 and 5, 5 and 5, 5. So this is the midpoint. So we wanted rails with roboports on. The lines would have to be like that, I think. Let's leave that for now. It was that one. Why did I take that power pole out? That was silly. Because then, if this is... So if that's the straight bit of rail, right? Going to have to adjust all of the roboports, aren't they? I can see why Neil House does his city blocks with them in the corners now. Makes a lot more sense, really. But yeah, so if this is the like unit of rail, I didn't blueprint that, did I? I just copied it. So we do that, say, for now. And we want to do snap to grid. Because we know it's already... it doesn't snap, does it? Why does that... Oh, because I've not... I need to edit the start on that. So it would be... We would need to knock... Because the roboport is pointing out by 4 in total. So that would need to be 64. But it would need to be 2. Yeah. And then this would be 64 as well. And 2. So then the power poles are all... Wait, what's the 38? Why has it got 2 X's? So if I go like that... Oh, I managed to punt it over somehow. Now I would, wouldn't I? Because it's 2 over. I'm confusing myself now. This is where I get lost with the absolute one. Oh, we're now that far over. Okay. Isn't there a... Can't you do... You do that, can't you? But that's not what I want, really. What I want is that. And then but is it control? Yeah, control moves the whole blueprint. There we go. So we want it like that. There you go. But what are the settings on that now? It is 2. But it was that bit that was wrong, wasn't it? I guess that's saying where the origin is, basically. So that's saying 32 by 32 is that. I don't get what the 2 is, though. I guess that's because the actual blueprint is not quite right in that sense. But then I don't really want these here anyway. We can get kind of rid of them. So I bet that changes. Yeah, so that's more what I'm after. I don't quite get the 2, I guess, but then we know it's already aligned with where this one is. That one. Yeah, so the power poles are in the right place. Yeah, that's fine then. Cool, so what we then need to do, I guess, is take that and see if we can work out a place where this will sit. So it'd be like that, I guess, wouldn't it? Boop. Yeah, but so I was saying, so the kind of, it's odd really that you end up with a situation where like thin platforms are the way to go, which seems weirdly counterintuitive. I wonder if those would connect. You know, because otherwise, because the drag is so dominant. And drag is a weird concept in space. It's having a space in the game anyway. But, yeah, the drag is really dominant, so you end up with thin platforms. And if you actually put more thrusters on them, you cause yourself more problems, because, you know, they don't actually... we don't have power poles. I guess the question is whether... Because I put the robot board in the center, you know, on the center point rather than the power poles, haven't I? So we get rid of that one as well, just for the time being. Well, that's not. That is there. If I put that, it's rotationally symmetric, I think. Get rid of these. So I'll keep the corner ones for now. Not that, though. So, if we redo this blueprint, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to be okay from that point of view. So those power poles are connected. I think. Yeah. I don't know that they're I mean, they're not going to be max extent power poles, are they? Because that would need them to be where the robot parts are, but that's fine. Question then is whether there's enough room for the curves I want to do. So I kind of think I'll get rid of these, you know, these ones, and we'll have the power poles like in the actual blueprints, if you see what I mean. And obviously get rid of the corner ones. That looks like I've created an even smaller space to me. what I was intending. But I guess what we can do... Well, yeah, I think actually makes more sense, really, if we do bring these in. So if we have them like, on the outside, basically, because that would then be... Does that make more sense? I don't know. That'd be there. And there. Good old Super Force build. Coming to my rescue again. Is that going to give us enough room to play with? Because obviously this is a without elevated rail thing. No, they're still very narrow curves, aren't they? But is that as far... Well, I need to... Let's get the bots to fix it. Come on, bots. So you would connect that way. It's ever so slightly too far, isn't it? Is that in the right place? Yeah, because I moved it one out. Is it Alt G for that? No, Alt C. Yeah, so you just reach there. Yeah, I'm going to put the power poles in here just so I know at the very least where the reference point is. So I misdid that, didn't I? Okay. So these ones that are pointing up, because what I'm sort of assuming on the edges is that, because halfway through that is our overlap point, basically. So if we do that on every edge, then it makes them rotationally, and we obviously wouldn't be able to flip them, but flip horizontal, flip symmetric. So if I do rotations on that, it's just the same thing, and that then means that every time we connect any of these, we can have a signal there that works, as it were. I mean, if these were all inside, we'd end up with like double the robo ports, wouldn't we, if we did that? I could just do one, because that then would be there, and that then would be there. So they'd all be connected. They wouldn't be rotationally symmetric, is the sort of problem. So if I do that, but then if I'm doing chunky ones, do I need them to be rotationally symmetric? Are these rotationally symmetric? They are in terms of the power poles. Because that then goes to there. So it goes on the inside is the problem. And so any rotation is going to double up the roboports. Do I care about that? No, I don't think I do. I think that's fine. Gives a bit of redundancy, doesn't it, for if and when biters come and chew on our stuff. I'm puzzled why there's a gap there, though, where there shouldn't be. As in the coverage on the roboport is not quite complete there. Not quite all the way up. Why is that? If we do take this one and go like in the middle there. So I got one. Alright, so it's taken the thing anyway, but that's fine. Why is that? Oh, crikey, why is it got... I guess that's from where it was doing it before. So what was it? It was like 64, 64, 32, 32, 2, 2. Yeah, so we can get rid of that one. Cool. So save that. As I rotate that round, what happens? We don't get any hitbox errors, so I think we're okay. Okay. So we can drop them off. What, just placed it on and I picked it up again? Bit of a rotter, aren't I? So what that means basically, what I'm, what I've achieved there, what have I achieved there? It's a very good question. So we take that, that's a kind of, oh, it's got an extra curve in it. Yeah, that. That's kind of our basis. So we know these power poles can't be any further apart and still connect to the other power poles. We know these power poles represent the corners. We're not expecting to have either of those four in. Might have some of that. We've got to have some of them in. Otherwise we can't connect. But it will depend on what we're doing. But basically we can use this as a framework for making crossroads and T-junctions. We also then have the bounding box. This is the question I do have is how I'm going to do stations. Because the way I normally do stations, they won't fit into this. So how do I do stations becomes the question. Cool. Okay, so if we say that that's our basic, structural thing, what we actually want if I take that and we put it in here, just that we got a safety copy. Copy that. But yeah, what we actually want is like one that's a straight. Do I get rid of all of... I guess I can get rid of all of these. I'm just thinking, are these robopods going to be connected across them? They're not, are they? Because that's got to be too far. So you are not going to be connected to you. No, which is why I put them in the middle. But then we can have a proper middle in this, can't we? So we can just go there. I guess the problem really with that, I'm going to end up with an awful lot of roboports in this. Yeah, I don't think that actually works, does it? Because the roboports are not connected. So we do need something internal. So it looks like actually that... Oops. What am I doing there? Doesn't work. So if we put it back in, maybe I just sort of admit defeat and we put the roboports there. Because then we know they're connected to each other. We know they'll connect across to the next section. And we know that... so if we sort of take that one, if we get rid of them... what would connect there? So it would be like that. Because we then... oh no, that needs to go. So we know that the power poles connect across as well. Okay. Why am I getting all these... oh, it's for me. Speedrun's one of the ones that few ones... well, I mean, I'm at some point I will do them all, but I've ended up with quite a lot of them. I mean, obviously this is the... you know, vanilla without the space ones, but... that's interesting. Yeah, okay. But yeah, it's the combined challenges that I think can be most tricky on a lot of these. You know, where you gotta... I don't know if there is a... do anyone contradict? I think because there's obviously the 100% speedrun where you do all of the achievements. And I wonder how that one will work now, because it's with quality. They've obviously introduced like a strong RNG element, you know, a randomised part to it. Whereas it's always been a very deterministic game. It is, you know, exactly the repeatable. So what was I doing there? So I need to replace this really. So we need to go... need to do that one again. I got 2 of them now. Oh, I got 3 of them in fact. We're doing well. We have that. Oh, that's not snap to grab you. I guess I just did that temporarily. Spin that off then. So this is our basic building block, is the point. And which one was it? It was that one, wasn't it? So let's take a copy of that. No. Copy of that. Put it there. And they're identical. Okay. But yeah, the point is that that's our building block. So to make the straight, we can just kind of... I suppose I need the power poles to be there though, don't I? Because... or do I? The way I'm going to be doing this, they're always going to be connected as junctions. Yeah, so I think we'll be alright on that front. So I can get rid of all of the sort of vertical part. And we know that those connect, so we don't need them. So if we go... actually, if I leave the... what are you undoing? Yeah. What are you, why are you not returning them? Let's just undo it like that. I think if I leave the power pods in, then it will help me, like, keep the blueprints the same size. The corner ones, that is. So if we go doot, we get... Oh, no, that's wrong, isn't it? That needs to be there, and that doesn't need to be there. Because then if we go doot, we get a blueprint. Question is whether I want rails in the middle. I think I'm fine without them, to be honest with you. It's one of the things I always struggle with, because when you put the T-junks in and all that sort of stuff, you end up having to replace the signals, and it all gets very messy. Are those not too far apart? What have I done there, then? No, they're connected. Why does it not show them as connected, then? Let's take that. It needs to be snap to grid. We need to be 64, 64, 32, 32. Cool. Oh, no. What's happened there? $64, $64. What? Why is that differently aligned to the other one? What? So that's the main one there. Why is that basing it on a different, like, origin point? What? Because that's snap to grid absolute. 64, 64, 22. Oh, 30. There we go. Just incompetence. Nothing to worry about. Because then if we rotate it, we get both directions. Cool. Okay. Let's get a book on the go. So we're happy we've got A straight. Okay. Put this back in. Could do in more rail, actually, if I'm going to build some more complicated stuff. Let's go back home. Have I not got... Where's my tank? Oh. I left my tank behind. I left my tank behind. They're following me. Cool. So, how long has that taken? We've done an hour and a quarter, and we've made a straight bit of rail. So, we're doing well. We are doing well. I guess we could have a research on the go. Base is probably pretty... Yeah, pollution is declining. They can't have that. What would we want to do? I guess we could do some of these more buffs. Or do the lab speed, couldn't we? That's always worth having. And we're still on blue there. Because we haven't made any purple science or anything. So we will run out. I guess we could do the... Oh wait, are they... They're a base game thing now, are they then? Huh, okay. Oh, I might as well do the cheap blazer ones. Get ourselves some buffs. That'll do for now. Cool. What was I doing? I was going to get some more rail. Can make legs, but obviously we're only in modular armour, so Can only have one anyway. Let's put this book on the toolbar there and just temporarily put it there so I know where it is. Is that all the bits? Cool. Let's get me tank this time. I don't actually know whether it's faster to go in the tank. I always kind of assumed it was. Because it's only cold in it. I don't think we can move at 50 kilometers an hour, so narrowly avoid this train. Be interesting to see actually what the actual walking speed of the engineer is. I was thinking, I didn't do any writing on it, but I was thinking on one of the topics I want to do a video on of what the actual what the engineer is, as it were. What's that? What is it? Is it alive? Is it a robot? That type of thing. What speed it walks at, you know, unaugmented, just running, basically. It's a bit of an interesting question. Cool, so let's get all this built back in. Oh, and I got trash requested. Don't we want that, do we? Okay, so if we're going to try and make a T-junction, then how are we going to do that? So we know we can work within this bounding box. I also know that this is where our most number of roboports is going to be. So if that's like the edge part that we probably don't want to mess with, then our kind of closest... I mean, we could do one in, couldn't we? We could do it there, but let's say we always go that far in. And if we kind of take this and like flip it that way, and obviously do that one, and then, well, we do that one. No, we don't want to do T-junction yet. We'll make the T-junction by just, you know, why are those not... Oh, they are pointing at each other. This is what I was saying about it looking janky, because doesn't that look like that should go up to there? You know, that end piece. It's because it's not quite matched, as it were, but it is actually a perfect straight line to it. I say that's the type of thing where it's a bit sort of like, well... Okay. I say not that that matters, but... Okay, so a train coming here is going to want to either go that way, or it's going to want to go that way. And a train coming here is going to want to do similar. So, where could we put it that it would work? So, if we were to go right there, then does that kind of... cross there, and then if we do that one, and there would also be that one, wouldn't it? Again, say, as I visually look at that, I guess it's because my eye is sort of completing the line, but it's not quite what it's showing. They don't look like they're pointing to each other, but they are pointing to each other. Is that where we're going to want? Because it doesn't leave a lot of room, in fact any room, for signals. Which is the priority. Because we don't want anything really stopping at all across there. I mean, you can do like that. But I get very nervous about those things. I guess maybe I should give it a go. And if we just have this here, because obviously what it'll do in terms of this signalling. Oh, I don't like that signalling at all. Oh, it's because I'm doing it on the wrong side of the track. Trains aren't going that way. They're going this way. Which is the point. Why are you not giving me any connection? Wait. No, they are going that way. So why are you giving me all those jaggy error rubbish? Because if I put one, say, there. Is that right? No. It needs to be there. Why is that indeterminate? Actually, do we want it to cross there? Because it would cross to there and stop, wouldn't it? So actually we want it to go right the way across. And then on the other side of this junction would be that one there. What are you moaning about? Because what are the options here? This one is coming along, wants to go up that way, or wants to go across. This one is coming along, wants to go that way, or it wants to go. This one is coming down, wants to go that way, wants to go across, or that way. This one is coming down, wants to go that way. Well, doesn't want to go across. That's the point. I don't have that rail. In fact, in this T-junction, but it will be there in the crossroads. Okay. So, if we do that, and you see we can't put any signals in here. So do we move all this down one? Because then we should be able to put signals in. So we move it to there. We are going to overlap on that. Oops. No, what's happened there? Oops. What does that do? That gives me... So we would be going... Diddly diddly diddly, bosh, bosh, bosh. Because what this signal allows it to do is, like, if there's a train coming up that's blocking it, then it can stop there, in theory. Because that'll turn that one red, but it won't turn that one red. Well, no, it wouldn't on that one. But, you know, it's like a throughput thing, really. And I don't normally bother. So we would want one there. And also probably one there. Do we need that one? Probably not. So you're coming up, you're looking ahead to this signal. I should put all of those in really, shouldn't I? that one, and that would be that one. No, it isn't. What have we done there? That's right. Oops. That one. Okay. Okay. So I guess if we put it maybe there to give it a bit of symmetry. And then it doesn't need any signals there. It does need one there. Can't put that one there, can I? Because otherwise it's not going to rotate properly or flip properly. Is it? So if I go like that, then the other ones would be there. Yeah, so they're going to be in the way. Where could I put them that isn't in the way? Nowhere. So I guess it would have to be all the way back here, really. And then that one needed to go, didn't it? Because that's... yeah. Yeah, they're in the way. So I can have them in the middle, I think, because I've opened that up. Okay. So if you're coming up, you also need a signal somewhere here, but it can't be there. I think it's going to have to be here, isn't it? This becomes the place where I do all the signalling. Is that definitely in the right? Actually, that needs to be one in anyway. Got that wrong. What are you flashing about? What are you flashing about? Okay, let's go through them. So you're coming along here and you're saying, right, stop there if that's blocked. Otherwise go through if that's okay. Or if you're coming that way, you're saying wait if that one's blocked. Cool. Now if you're coming this way, then you're sort of saying go that way and you're fine. Continue if that's okay, that stretch. And that one there. And the other train would be coming this way. And it's okay to go up there. So don't quite know why those are flashing. I guess this shouldn't exist, this part of the junction. In fact, those shouldn't exist, should they? Because it's not a T-junction I'm making yet. No. No. Reason I cannot divide segments. Why ever not? Seems to be saying that this doesn't form a valid block. Ah, there you go. But I can't actually put a signal there. So I think these are basically redundant, aren't they? Have we done all of those researches? Wow, okay. Well, fine. Let's do some more then. Just chucking things in for the sake of it, really. I wonder why it can't divide that into a segment. I guess it does make sense in a way. Because what would the segment be then? It'd be sort of all of that. It's because it overlaps with that, isn't it? Which makes this both a left and a right segmenting. Yeah, okay. That makes sense then. The question is whether this works. So I'm never going to be overlapping it in that way, as in rotating it, and stamping it on the top. I wouldn't have a. Oh, I guess I might have a three-way weird sort of. It's a crossroads without one of the crosses in it. It's a bit strange, but we're not getting any error message to say I've overlapped signals, basically. Yeah, if I wanted to put more things on, I can't imagine it helps that that signal's a bit indeterminate as well. That's fine. I think it'll work. So let's tidy it up a little bit. With that, and then you can go, and you, that, and that, and that. That. On this one, I do have the corner ones in, don't I? Yeah, so we'll keep the corner ones. We'll get rid of this. So what's that? Oh! YouTube's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience... Yeah. So apologies if you're getting any kind of issue on the YouTube side. That'll be because of restream. According to the stats on OBS, it's still what it was, basically. So apologies if you are getting any errors on YouTube or buffering or anything. If you wanted to, you can hop over to Twitch. I'm Trismegistus on Twitch, and it's exactly the same thing. So I use Restream to do it to both. It's been okay on my end. Okay, cool. Good, good. Right, so if we take that... So I'll probably get rid of these in the corners. So it needs to be absolute, sorry. And then we go 64, 64, 2, 32, 32. Cool. And that then is a tileable... I guess, in a sense, it's not really tileable, is it? Because if we had a train that was coming through... it could sort of block the junctions. Because this is this thing, again, about train throughput is really about after the signal. Not blocking junctions is really about how much space you've got after the signal. Rather than the signal, the junction itself. So what we'd really need is to swap them to what should we call it? Chain signals on the end. If we had another thing that we wanted here. So if it wasn't a straight bit, if it was another corner, need to swap in a change signal really, so that it doesn't proceed through where it can't go. You know, because if I had a train coming down here and it wanted to go up to another one, then this being a regular signal will mean it can't. I mean, it could stop. It could go up and it could stop sort of here waiting, and therefore it's then blocked any train current trying to go through. So a chain signal would stop that, but that'll have to be a manual fix, I think. Cool. Okay, so we've got a T-junction. We have got a straight. So if we simply take the T-junction, rotate it round, pop it on, we should magically get a crossroads. I probably don't need this, given that's how I'm going to do it, I probably don't need this as a blueprint. Because it should just work. In fact, let's not have it as a blueprint. But let's check that it would work. So, if I was a train coming up here... No, it wouldn't, because I need the straight bit across, don't I? So I do need that as a thing. Okay. So we pop that on there. No, don't do that. There we go. Oh, no, 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 what are you doing? Oh, it's rather funky looking, isn't it? But yeah, so if I'm now going across, I could have just stamped it down 4 times, couldn't I? I could have done that and that as well. Ah, so we have signals in different places, don't we? I don't like that. So what would be the fix there? The fix, because what I've done, what's causing that is that this one is like not in the same place. In other words, if I do that, yeah, so I've got it right up close here and like far away here. So what would be an option there? So we go move it to that one. Is that the same? No, I don't know where I am. So we take that out temporarily. So it goes and then it's there. So it's that one, I think. So if we redo this blueprint, I'm going to have it at an angle now. So we need to take off those bits. So, where have you gone? Oh, it's rotated it around itself. So if we did that, and that, and that. Now they're all in the same place, I think. I think I've managed to line them up okay. Yeah. Cool. That's good. And then we can blueprint this one as well. Like so. So that's our T-junction. So we want a 64, 64, 32, 32, 82, and A2. Cool. Get rid of you. Right, we might as well kind of get rid of most of that. So where's mine? Oh, hang on. That's a different blueprint, isn't it? There we go. Just let the bot sort that out. Hello, Monkey on Strike. Welcome, welcome. Trains have always broken my brain. I'm glad to lurk on this. Is this your first Space Age playthrough? No, no, this isn't even Space Age. This is version 2 without Space Age. Obviously, it's Yeah, version 2, you know, like latest version. It's actually on experimental, but no. So I've got about over 4,000 hours in the game, which is a ridiculous number. I'm not proud of that at all. But no, so I did a playthrough of Space Age when it first came out. I've also done. I'm like working on a couple of like personal playthroughs, trying to do a challenge run for my YouTube channel. But Space Age playthroughs are monumental. You know, until I'm really familiar with it, I don't think I'll be even thinking about the speedrun achievement. But no, so this is. I guess this is technically my first playthrough on vanilla version 2, I guess. But no, I've played through the game loads and loads and loads. A ridiculous amount of time. I don't mind making the blueprints available if you want them. It can be a little tricky because it makes me uploading things to Google Mail and stuff. But I don't mind putting them out, putting them out sort of thing. Cool. So let's just get the boss to tidy all of this up. They're so slow. Get used to them being quick on late game. We're only winning because it's all being done in parallel, I guess. So what else do we want then? So we've got T-junction, which we can use in any direction. We've got a straight, which we can use obviously in both directions. Are we going to do diagonals? Because we could just leave it at that, basically. And, you know, although it's not city, I'm not going to go city blocks. You know, it's that sort of idea of, it's basically just creating a grid that fits in anywhere across the entire map. And it all links together. You just plot one down and, you know, it works, as it were. No issues. If we start doing diagonals, things get a little bit complicated. I guess I do need, like, corners at the very least. So that's one thing. You know, so we can go just round a corner without having to put a T-junction in for no point. And if we do that properly, that'll work in any, you know, any corner, as it were. But do we do diagonals? Because obviously we've now got 3 diagonals in this, effectively. And that's what, when I was first doing my first attempts at train blueprints, that broke my brain, was all the combinations. Because you can now go, you've obviously got your straights, you know, your 2 straight sort of thing. And the basic connection now involves like 3 different two bits, is it now? So it's that first curve like that. It's 4 then, isn't it? That curve. Oops. That curve and that curve. And that therefore means you can actually come off at that angle, and that angle. So we've got 3, and obviously then that's the 90-degree one. So you've got 3 combinations, and therefore you've got that straight connecting to that straight. Yeah, so you've got that curve, that corner that you can do. You've then got that corner connecting to that one, like that. You've then got that one connecting to this one. Get that in the right place. That involves it doing 2, you know, 2 of the same curve basically. So you can't, those don't, and this was, say, this is where it really got, I couldn't get my head around it because it's like, that's two curves basically together, and that's one curve and that's one curve. And then of course they're not rotationally, well, they're sort of rotationally symmetric in a way, but You can't just rotate one and it connects, you know, so especially when you put signals on them, you know, so you can't flip these